Wednesday Addams has received mixed reactions due to the CGI and visual effects displayed in the show, but the truth and trick behind these effects are mind-blowing. Wednesday's performance and uniqueness in the show stood out, but what the fans can't stop talking about is the role that Thing plays. For Thing, it's still amazing how he got so many expressions correct and acted even better than most actors would. Thing was essential to Wednesday and served her on many occasions, from delivering messages to helping her to type and even giving Wednesday's roommate Enid manicure tips. Thing became a fan favorite. The show's fans have praised the production team for making such fantastic CGI after seeing Thing's excellent presentation. But the funny thing is that Thing isn't a full CGI, as a real actor played him, and how this looks behind the scenes will excite you. Victor Dorobantu plays Thing in Wednesday Addams, his first acting role ever. But because he works as a magician, it was easy for him to know how to express himself through his hand. While some parts of Thing are visual effects and prosthetics, the moving fingers are very much flesh and blood, passing messages through clear emotions, which is quite strange. In an interview with Vanity Fair, Victor spoke about the reactions that Thing has been getting when he said, "Everybody wants to know how Thing was done behind the scenes. Everybody wants to know how the visual effects works. A lot of people are asking me, are you real?" And to answer the question, Thing is real because Victor had to be dressed in a blue screen suit for the role, and this was important so that Victor's body could be cropped off through visual effects for the scenes during post-production. He also added that the blue suit is Lycra and was his uniform throughout the filming of Wednesday Addams, and he's impressed to find out that there are many behind-the-scenes pictures of him in the suit. He clarified how he felt protected in the light clothing by saying that his suit was comfortable and kept him from the cold. So while they were shooting in a freezing location, Victor was just as covered as everybody else on set. However, Thing is a tiny character that can move through any narrow space. But considering that Thing wasn't a full CGI or visual effects, it was hard for the actor playing Thing to move without hindrance while filming was happening. Victor mentioned that he's a huge and tall guy trying to lose weight, so it would be easy for him to have Thing move around, but he couldn't do that before shooting started. So most of that fell back heavily on the crew members available on set to help adjust furniture and other heavy objects. To make Victor invisible and Thing shine throughout filming, the actor had to put himself through many unthinkable things. In most behind-the-scenes shots, Victor is mainly visible, but he always tries to hide whenever he finds the chance in space, which is always so stuffy. While explaining this, Victor said, "I was under beds, I was in holes, I was in trapdoors, I was in bank safes, I had to find ways to put my body under people, behind objects, I can't even remember all of them." The production designer for Wednesday Addams, Mark Scruton, also mentioned how they were able to make this work behind the scenes when he said that they sometimes had to use a half desk or cut off many things from the filming location. And this was tough because they didn't know where Thing would go while moving to know which items to replace or remove. So when Victor starts acting, they must stop and adjust and do lots of retakes to achieve the best shot. However, how Thing communicates with his fingers isn't just something anyone can do. Victor has trained his hands so much to be able to fit into the role. He said as a magician, he's used to doing the same thing over and over again with his hand, and that helped him to get many messages across as Thing in the show. And it also enabled him to control his finger muscles. Training with the guitar also helped Victor's fingers achieve stability and control. The Thing's performance was perfect because it wasn't overdramatic, and that's because they maximized the little gesture and made sure not to overdo or copy body movements for the hand. After all, hand expressions have their limitations. The production team's effort to make Thing a reality required a lot, because aside from the prosthetics on it, Victor also had to learn American Sign Language, how soldiers communicate with hands while at war, and Morse code. So from this, a unique language got formed for Thing in a way that Wednesday could quickly understand. And then one of Thing's scenes that fans can't stop obsessing over is where Thing gives Tyler the middle finger. With how fantastic this scene is, it's easy to believe Victor when he says that the most challenging part of playing Thing was trying to get the middle finger signal right. He mentioned that it was hard because the emotion that comes with the middle finger had to be felt by viewers. The scene shows Thing's other finger switching as he raises the middle finger, and it expresses the view of Thing being angry and uncomfortable with Tyler calling him Wednesday's pet. The Thing actor said, "It's not just a middle finger, it's the whole emotion you give when you do that." So we paid attention to each and every detail, and Tim really did that a lot. He was so passionate about Thing. He wanted to shoot the scene 20 times if we needed it. And also, Victor spent a lot of time in front of the mirror trying to get the middle finger stunt right. Another exciting fact about Thing is that the hand has the knuckles covered with 1 or 2 tattoos, and the team applying prosthetics tried their best to make sure that they hid that. It's also cool that Thing doesn't just look look like the regular hand, but like a person due to its appearance. And Victor said giving Thing the dead look and stitches was all Tim Burton's idea to make Thing look so much like he had passed through life and not just a neat hand that barely does anything. So behind the ugly scars Thing is covered with, it's obvious Victor did a lot of justice to the character by making him passionate and lovable. Thing is just that character who wishes well for everyone and remains kind and friendly to the other characters he relates with on the show. However, despite the enormous praise for Thing's character and how well it came out, the other CGI and visual effects characters in the show haven't been appreciated as much. Unlike Thing, the Hyde that terrorized Nevermore wasn't very much appreciated, and that's because it's almost emotionless and only comes to attack with a swipe before disappearing. The longest viewers see Hyde is when he fights Enid's werewolf form. Fans have called Hyde ugly rather than scary, as it failed to give any impression that could cause tension for viewers, primarily through his eyes meant to serve that purpose. Hyde's noticeable features are a swollen eyes, sharp teeth, then a bent body structure with arched shoulders. And with realistic prosthetics, Hyde could have been made to be full of life and emotions, but then this monster was created with CGI instead, which the fans don't look too happy to see. Although many would agree that the beast is similar to most others that Tim Burton has created, Hyde is still much less than what Tim could have done. Many viewers wonder if the same team who cut out Victor from Thing's shots made Hyde because they did an outstanding job with Thing and didn't do so much for Hyde. But the fact behind all of these is that computer-generated monsters differ from practically made ones, and that's why it's hard to compare the two. With Victor playing Thing, he can pass on messages without a voice or even a subtitle and viewers can get it. But Hyde isn't lifelike, and that's why it's easy for fans to detach from him. And then the CGI behind Hyde has made Tyler less liked in the series. Another big highlight of the CGI and visual effects used in the show was when Enid transformed into a werewolf in one of the film's final scenes. That moment was unexpected for many viewers, and it's so beautiful that fans haven't attacked the computer-generated werewolf Enid like they did with Hyde. In the scene, Enid's hands and face were the first to start changing into a werewolf, and at the same time, she was speaking in her human voice and growling like a wolf. While this moment looks natural, it's just a computer-generated transformation and visual effects edited to make it happen. So just like Hyde was generated, the werewolf was also developed, but it was able to show genuine emotion when Wednesday identified her by calling her Enid. An effort was put into Enid's performance as a werewolf too, because her jump when she turned into a werewolf and launched to attack Hyde is authentic and not a visual effect. Although a professional stuntman performed the act, the werewolf moves were planned and strategic. Also, the werewolf kept a slight tint of Enid's hair color, which made it easy for Wednesday to recognize her, and this is still very real as it shows viewers that it was Enid who just took another form. However, nothing about Tyler was kept on the hide for it to feel more human and genuine. The Poe Cup competition is also one of the fun moments of Wednesday Addams, but the performance was done in a large swimming pool instead of the large body of water in the show, so it was enlarged with visual effects to look like a natural body of water. What do you think now after seeing what Wednesday Addams looks like without CGI and visual effects? Share your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching!